hapo tu kikao kikuu jamaa Machakos County. Hapana kosa tarehe 17 ndani ya People's Park. Hapana kosa jamaa.
Haya, tumesema hii kikao kikuu kesho itakuwa mtaa gani? Itakuwa wapi?
Itakuwa People's Park.
People's Park, ndio?
CA. Kwa ufupi, kwa urefu ikiwa ni Communication Authority of Kenya.
Yaani pale tunakuambia hivi.
Hakuna kiingilio.
Yes, free transport iko
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Machakos County. This is specifically for the Communications Authority of Kenya, Kikao Kikuu, awamu ya kwanza. Here to discuss nothing but mobile telephony and quality of service. So, karibu sana. Our guest of honor is none other than the Governor of Machakos County, Dr. Alfred Mutua, and then we got the Director General of Communications Authority of Kenya, Mr. Francis Wangusi, leading the delegation, and other stakeholders from Safaricom, Airtel, Orange, and many others, not excluding, of course, you, the consumer of mobile telephony. Karibu sana.
Registration so far is overwhelming. It has surpassed our target, so we are quite happy.
My expectations are that with this launch, we will begin as the Communications Authority of Kenya to reach out to consumers and explain to them so many things about the communications industry, and particularly under this initial phase of the program, we'll be talking about mobile services, mobile telephone, and mobile quality of service.
I've come here as part and parcel of the people of Machakos. At the Communications Authority of Kenya, we have been given the mandate to regulate telecommunication services, all telecommunication services, which includes your famous mobile phones. I think when we were established in 1998, there were only 15 Kenyans who had mobile phones. And for you to be able to own a mobile phone, besides having a pocket full of 250,000 Kenya shillings then, you also needed to get an authorization from somewhere to own a phone. 15 years later, I'm proud to say that we have 32 million Kenyans owning phones. Of course, this has permeated into the social economic activities of our people, and it has become a lifeline in terms of economic development. And for this reason, Your Excellency, that we are thinking that we should move across the whole country in 47 counties to tell them that, hey, don't be left behind.
Today, we are here in Machakos as we look towards the future. Coming from the time of the Morse code to where we are today, nearly everyone has a telephone in their pockets, a mobile telephone. I want to recognize the CA, Communication Authority. Congratulations being authority. Bwana Wangusi and your team, congratulations. And it is good that we're very glad that you have chosen Machakos to be the place to launch your very important initiative of consumer awareness. Because after all, Machakos is a place to be. Today, we've got a multiplicity of different media. in terms of radio stations and television stations, because we've come from far. And it is important in this era for wananchi to actually know their rights, to actually know how to actually use the technology that they have. Therefore, this Kikao Kikuu consumer awareness program is timely and fitting kabisa. Technology is the way of the future. When the television station was invented, the first people, we are told somewhere in the Amazon, when they were shown a film and they saw somebody talking in full body, and then there was what we call nowadays a close-up, where they only saw part of the body and the head, they ran away because they thought the person had been cut into two. And they were afraid of technology. Our young people need to embrace technology so that we can be able to use it and move forward. So with those few remarks, it is my pleasure at this particular time to congratulate you and to now declare the Machakos County ICT Consumer Forum Kikao Kikuu officially open. Thank you and God bless you.
It is plenary time. The forum is yours.
You buy a bundle, internet bundle, let's say for 3,000 shillings, unlimited for a month. But you go to some certain places where you have a network, but you cannot browse. You cannot work on the internet. And I'm using Telecom as a very good example. Right now we have Orange here, but I cannot work. How am I protected as a consumer whereby I've paid for a service that I'm not enjoying? Okay. Now, then this also goes to CCK. As Kenya Revenue Authority, we are trying to roll out systems which allow taxpayers to use their mobile devices to access their accounts, to pay for driving licenses, to pay taxes. But I'm scared because you get a situation whereby things like SMSs do not work for 3 hours. Like I think on Monday, Safaricom had issues with their SMS. You could not receive SMSs. Now a consumer or a taxpayer wants to pay his taxes, he cannot go through. How are we protected in terms of quality of service that we've paid for?
You have purchased bundles, mobile bundles. You are told it's the fastest internet by any of the 3, 4, now there are going to be 3 service providers, so there's going to be shrinking competition in that. Then you go anywhere like where we are, they are not working. The advertisement say they work everywhere, the fastest internet in the whole world. Now, this becomes a major issue. A, it's also going to expire if you don't even use it. So you lose. These are the issues we focus on. 2, why does it have to expire after a week? Does the money expire if you paid them? These are the issues we raise as a question of rights. We don't see it any other way. If money were to expire, it would be like Zimbabwe, where you have money and if you don't sell by date, use by date. So we don't agree on this whole idea of very short expiry dates for those bundles, and also the question of service. We have been engaging with the regulator at the national level on the quality of service and service experience. There are different parameters. And so these are issues we have been having the regulator hold the service providers to account up to certain benchmarks. Finally, a quick comment on the delays in SMS. Again, is a quality. It doesn't matter whether it's Safaricom, it doesn't matter whether it's Orange, it doesn't matter whether it's you or whether it's Airtel. The idea is there should be a standard, and we would want the Communications Authority of Kenya to have what is supposed to be the minimum, the expected. So if my SMS is delayed before it's delivered, then there can be penalties meted against a service provider.
I've had cases severally where there are students in school, but like their parents or other people, they go to like Safaricom, for example, and they acquire those, those
that
details.
communication?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's my question.
We have not been having any law, strictly speaking, that governs that area. It's only recently that the cabinet, I think, just approved a framework or a draft bill for it to go to Parliament. So as far as I know, we have been operating in a Wild West in terms of that. Of course, no company will tell you that's the case that it has been, but there has never been a law that addresses privacy and data protection specifically at the national level. So it's a very opportune question you have asked. And Mr. Obama has something else to add.
Engineer Obama also wants to add on that.
Thank you, Fred. You know, Alex is my friend, so I'm allowed to disagree with him. Article 31 of the Constitution talks about privacy, and it says that your private communication is protected by the Constitution. So although we don't have a law that elaborates what needs to be done, Article 31 does protect your personal communication. So if your parents are going to an operator to get information and they are being given, both your parent and whoever giving the information is violating Article 31. Secondly, the amendment to the act that Linston talked about has provisions that deal with the registration of SIM cards. You may have seen this has been enforced in the last 1 year. There are provisions there that oblige the operators to use that information only for the purposes for which they were collected.
When it comes to privacy of information, that is well implemented within the various operators, including Orange. We do not respond, and we should not give any information to anyone unless it's prompted by the CID themselves. So there has to be a formal request from the Criminal Investigation Department asking for specific information, and that's when we respond. So if it's happening, and I believe that is not the case because it's very well implemented, and we are liable if we go against that.
I was wondering who regulates. I know we have been advocating about free media, the media, and Fred, I'm sorry, I know you come from the media, but some of your colleagues, I have nothing against you, but some of your colleagues,
Thank
the
God.
content,
Thank you.
Especially in the radio stations, who regulates what should be aired and at what time?
Initially, before 2009, the authority to regulate broadcasting content did not lie anywhere. There was no regulatory framework for regulating broadcasting content. But in 2009, the government realized the gap in law and enhanced the law to ensure that the Communications Authority of Kenya undertakes this responsibility. Now, immediately we were given this mandate. What we did is that we developed what is known as a program code, which sort of stipulates the watershed period, first and foremost, that from 5 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. in the evening, no broadcaster should air content that is inappropriate for family viewing, or even that is inappropriate for children to watch or to listen to. But as we were about to implement this code, the broadcasters went to court and launched a suit or a case saying that the authority, in their own view, was not the body that was supposed to regulate broadcasting. That case is still in the courts. It has not been resolved. And the courts, actually, after the case was launched, what they did is that they gave us injunctions to stop doing anything in that area. So we are waiting for that case to be resolved within the course of this year. And once the case is aired and determined, what we'll do is that we'll make sure that from then going onward, no inappropriate content is going to be aired on radio or TV. Broadcasters that abuse or violate the legal provisions that guide or govern this area will either be heavily fined or even their licenses revoked.
In Machakos County government, we have very strong internship programs, and already we are benefiting from students in many areas. Yesterday, I met one of the interns, and he proposed a very good solar solutions for my CCTVs. As you know, Machakos has got many blackouts. So we are at the forefront to involve students, not only in ICT, but also in other departments.
And that brings us to the end of the inaugural Kikao Kikuu Forum from People's Park in this great city of Machakos live. This has been an initiative of Communications Authority of Kenya. Well, see you, God willing, in the county of Nakuru. God bless you, and bye-bye.
nature and chance have given a chance to Machakos to have Maendeleo Chap Chap, and we are glad to be part of this. What we've begun here, we intend to roll out countrywide. We want to go to all counties, talk to people, book appointments with governors. We want it to be held at high level in every county.
Consumers feel disenfranchised because they don't know where to go. So I think CAK today, in partnership with the county, did a great thing to give our consumers a voice. And my hope is that this will continue, but not just continue, but will be an opportunity for the CAK to act on what it is that consumers are asking for.
We're intending to actually go to all the 47 counties in the country. Nakuru, I think we have a lot of interest already, and you can see Machakos is a very ICT-savvy county, and Nakuru, I think, is also not too far from there. And already we have very good indications from the county office about the enthusiasm to have the forum. So we're looking forward to an even bigger forum than Machakos.